Hello. Bum, bum, bum. Hello. Kate, thank you for me first in your daily star candy. How are you doing? Today is a Monday. A Monday for sure. Um, you guys can see Kiko in the background just a little bit. But I am excited to get back into some Final Fantasy. Um, Even though I did think about canceling stream today. Work's just been a lot, and there's been a lot going on, and I was like, I'm genuinely so exhausted. Um, so very candidly, I don't know. I know I said like in my, it's kind of like I can't even finish a sentence. In my weekly update slash schedule, um, I know I said that I will get back into streaming consistently at my last schedule pretty soon, but realistically, I have no idea when that's going to happen because of everything that's been going on in my life. I'll give you guys a little snippet. Basically, I don't know if I'm gonna have to change careers or not. And I gotta figure out what I want to do with that. Not that, like, I haven't thought about it before, but it's just becoming more and more realistic. Like, that's what I'm going to have to do versus choose to do. You know what I mean? So it's just honestly thinking about the future, which is something I haven't done a lot. So it's just kind of getting my affairs in order in a sense and figuring out a plan because the next few years are looking like big life things happening, and that's exciting but also not exciting because that's stressful, you know? Beth, thank you for giving me your daily star candy. Welcome in. I hope you're well. I hope you had a great weekend and Sunday and all that. Um, I did go to con this weekend with Beth. It was amazing. I found many things. I did post about this, but I got a signature from Laura Bailey. And she did a Maka quote, which was amazing. And then I found two more pop figures. Pop Mart? My god, no, not Pop Mart. Pop figures. Um, from Soul Eater that I've been hunting down because they're rare. And I got Soul himself. I'm so excited. I already have Maka. I have Maka and Patty, right? So this weekend I was able to acquire Soul, and I got Tsubaki, and I actually got Tsubaki signed. The only Tsubaki in the whole building was signed. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm really, really excited that I was able to get those two. So I have 4 out of 7, which is cool. Alan, welcome in. It's so nice to see you. How are you? So I'm only missing Death the Kid, Liz, and Blackstar. And then I'll have the whole gang. And that's very exciting. But yeah, what did you guys do this weekend? Did you guys do anything fun? We will jump into the game in a minute. Doing alright? Wait for some car insurance stuff? Oh no. Like car insurance to prevent stuff or like stuff that happened? Because I don't know if you guys remember, I got into a car accident in February, and I just filed, my camera's going crazy. I just filed stuff for that, and I'm getting stuff for that. I don't know. Let me pull up Final Fantasy. Let's start loading it up. Alright. I think this is my password. It is not my password. I honestly have not been online in like a week, guys. Since my last stream, pretty much, I have not been online. You got in a hit and run last Tuesday? Alan! I'm physically okay, but the car's left wheel. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That stuff is so annoying. Like, it's... my car accident was like a 3-car pileup too, and I was in the front. And I was just passenger as well. Oh my god, 35 months? I don't know why sometimes it shows up and other times it doesn't, but thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. It's okay. No big deal. God, hold on. Let me see if this game audio... We're gonna mute it for you guys. I don't know how loud it's going to be. Oh, yeah. It gets loud. Hold on. Let me change that. Because I turned it up in, like, the settings. Okay. We're just gonna keep it up here a little bit in the corner, and it'll be fine, and we'll just change it when we need to. Yeah? Oh my god. 35 months? That's crazy. Both of you guys are in 35 months. That's crazy. 34 people in front of me? I can't. I don't think I've ever seen it that high. Is it because of the new update? It was in a dungeon. Welcome in officially, Beth. Day 1, truly. Oh yeah, we're about to go into a battle probably. Dawn Trail was in the 200s. That's crazy. That's insane. One streamer I watched blasted hers and the stream watcher's ears out when some Shadowbringers opening scene. Yeah, no, that's something that I would definitely happen. That would happen to me too. I would be that person.
Oh,
party, yeah. Maggie, thank you for the 100 bits, bestie. How are you? So true. So true. I'm actually scared to get into this because we just figured out some really not so fun things. All right. We're going. I clicked too fast. This is what I get. This is what I get for being a clicker. Proceed. Yeah, don't eat the mule. Is that how you say it, mule? But now we're going into battle. Okay. I really hope, as the warrior of light and darkness...
I can feel it. A dark presence in my domain.
I hate this man. Anyways, what I was saying, I really hope we actually... this guy, because we can't ever... anyone, ever, in this game. And I really hope...
Ah! It's them! The villains who would sow chaos in my perfect paradise!
Okay.
Keep them away from me! I command you! Keep them away!
This reminds me of, God, there's some anime character that I'm like, it reminds me of, and I can't remember because they freak out. It's like, get away from me, get away type deal, you know? I don't know.
Long live Lord 4-3.
Ew. Is it
He
One
would use his
Piece?
own people
Maybe.
as shields.
I haven't watched a lot of One Piece. That castle looks like the biggest. Truly, Miggy. It does.
This area is older than Gate Town. There are bound to be far more civilians under Volthra's control. But they do not act of their own free will, and we must not harm them.
Okay, Alfie.
As if we ever would.
Yeah, tell him, Alize. Like, you don't gotta remind us.
Press on with Alphano. We'll hold off the civilians and join you as soon as we can.
Oh, we're gonna show up and he's gonna be like, oh, not you two. They're like kind of zombie-like in a way. Do you know, guys, is there like one trope that you guys like just really don't like? Like in horror movies or shows, like I dislike zombie stuff. I cannot. Okay, hold on. I had to turn that down for you guys because that was actually insane. Chaos, hello, welcome in. I can't, hold on. I'm already thrown off. Thank you, Chaos. I appreciate it. I'm always like insecure about my hair, and you always come in and you're like, look at your hair, and it does make me feel better, so I do appreciate it. I've been looking at old photos today, and I think I really want, I really want to do my split color again. I think I've decided eventually I'm going to go back to my split color with the blonde on top and the brunette on bottom. It is so long now. I kind of can't believe that either. There are days I want to cut it short again, and then I'm like, no, you've committed to growing it out longer. Like, let's stick to one thing for a bit. I'm gonna leave office for home. Yes, please drive safe. I appreciate you hopping in and saying hello to us. Do a great job styling your hair. I honestly, it takes me 2 seconds. I appreciate it so much. Every time I was looking for you at con, I was looking for short hair Kira. I know. I feel like I've been short hair for a decent amount of time, but it's just different now. It's grown so much in like such a short amount of time too, I feel like. We did, we went together to Con Chaos.
Pay me back later.
It takes you 2 seconds. It would take me many. No, I promise you, if I showed you how to do it, it would take you 2 seconds. Wait, has it really been short the whole time? Like for a couple of years? I thought it was long when I first met you. Well, I guess not this long. It was probably like medium length. Wait, does that mean I have to... Oh, this is like a real battle. I was autopiloting. I'm gonna be so real. I forgot about these girls. Oh, Beth, I forgot to ask you, did she recognize you guys when you went the second time? Yes, oh my god, amazing. Master, I got you. I got you, Chaos. I will easily train you and get you to my hair specialty. You just exist in my head with short hair. Yeah. I am not... Oh, I can't do anything. I literally can't move. Okay, hold on. There we go. Alfie, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. I literally couldn't move. I did cut it short, because the shortest I cut it was like about 2 years ago now. Oh my god, has it been that long? It was 2 summers ago. Not so, yeah, that I cut it really short, like here. But before that, it was like medium length, I feel like. Oh, I ran right past these guys. Do I not? Okay. I'm gonna just keep going, I guess? I'm confused. I'm very confused because it wasn't letting me attack them. Yeah, I guess I do go on. I do. Okay, cool. I also miss my really blonde hair, guys. I truly do. Oh no, not this guy again.
You will find my master in his chamber.
Okay, you're just giving him up that easily? Oh, but you have to go through me first type deal, huh? Is he a Reaper, like me?
But only should you kill me this day. And you will not.
You should have been... Yeah, tell him. One of his puppets, too.
You may think me under his spell, but I uphold Lord Vorthry's ideals of my own volition.
Nuh-uh.
Man is an inherently flawed creature. In his vain pursuit of righteousness, he but sows the seeds of future
She's
conflict.
so cute. I love her so much.
But have I chosen to place my hopes upon he who has transcended men?
Cute
upon
bunny.
he who is unbound by the vagaries of conscience.
Okay. My guy, can we just battle? I'm over it. Yeah,
I am
thank
a
you.
soldier, and you are my
Thank you. I'm so glad we agree on something.
Come, let us settle this once and for all.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to concentrate. Bum, bum. Oh, sheesh. Okay. Okay. Reaper versus Reaper time, truly. Oh. Sheesh. Okay. Oh, I should have, just one's fine. I don't need to get rid of multiple. We gotta do some Final Fantasy 14. Hello. I hate that it doesn't like do the one like closest to you. Some Final Fantasy inspired looks next time I come down? Yes, that'd be fun. Like, my outfit today is inspired of my Final Fantasy 14 character. Honestly, I feel like half this time I am just getting lucky. Gotta get you bunny ears, truly. I want bunny ears for it so badly. Hello. Sheesh, guys. Oh, I don't have the little fudge. I didn't realize I could get rid of them. I'm gonna be so real. I'm glad it was nice enough to like let me realize that before I was just stuck with that. It's like we'll give you one time where you can realize that this is what you have to do. How? How? Please explain to me how. I'm actually quitting this game. That was rigged. That was actually rigged. I'm genuine. I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now. Drive safe, Chaos. Sending you bunnies in the future, please.
May the 12
Oh, my love. Please drive safe. For me and the bunny ears. I said do not. You're dead. Bye. Guys, I'm still so mad that we lost that.
back later.
What happened was I literally had him down to like 1 health and he pulled out like an ultimate move out of nowhere and killed me. Which I just think is kind of unfair, but like I saw nothing coming and he just ultimate move killed me when I was like 1 health and I like gagged.
Right. No more Mrs. Nice Jester.
So now I'm here doing this over again because this game hates me. He does that. I genuinely, you guys, he was down to like -5 health. I should have killed him. And anyways. I swear. I'm sorry, Alfie. I'm just going. Are you comp? I have pressed on. Do not worry, Alfie. I have pressed on. Skip this cutscene. Get him out of here. I don't need you. I don't need the cutscene. I don't need it. If I'm so upset. I have to fight him again. I was expecting him to run to the middle. Erica. Thank you for the 4 months. Holy heck. Welcome in. It's so nice to see you. How are you today? Thank you for doing your daily star candy. I appreciate it. Wifey, welcome in. Thank you for doing your daily star candy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sheesh, I missed him. How could I do that to myself? I thought I timed it correctly. It was cold earlier, but had a hot shower. Oh my god, when you're freezing and you get into a hot shower, that's probably one of the best feelings in the world. Come on. Oh. Come on. I swear. This is where I had him last time. Okay. I literally had him on like 1 health, guys, last time. Triggered. Triggered. It is what it is. Are you alright, Clara? I'm good. Yippee! If he's not down for good, I'm gonna be hurt. The citizens appear to have calmed down for a moment, but I can only assume Vothroy is otherwise engaged. Let's get up to the upper levels while we can. I wonder if the Sin Eaters are turning on him. Because that would make sense. Because why would they be his friends? And stay down! Exactly, Alan. Oh. Yeah, I had that they made it a scripted loss. Doesn't matter how badly you beat him, you still lose. Yeah. The fight the first time, truly. Good butt. This is actually disgusting.
Lord Vorthry, your reign of tyranny is at an end. For too long you have preyed upon the desperation of the poor. Now you will answer for the suffering you have caused.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, guys. But genuinely... Hello? Why am I blurry? Hello? Genuinely, Alfie is sitting here like preaching to him and he doesn't care. Yes, he does kind of remind me of greed. Or gluttony.
And if you harbor even a shred of remorse, I beseech you to use your powers to redress the balance for the future of all in Norvrant.
Like, he doesn't care.
No, it can't be. This is wrong. It's wrong.
Got the names mixed up. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like gluttony, actually, like, greed was, like, greedy, but, like, strategic and Full Metal Alchemist. And it kind of made sense. Like, he knew he was greedy. But gluttony was just, like... there was no sense to it. Well, greed, I felt like there was some, like, logic or some, like, thought behind it. You know what I mean?
The Warden, it's not just a Sin Eater. It's a man.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's him. Which is how we can control them. Ew. I hate him too.
Remorse? For the future of all? What nonsense is this? There is no justice but
How?
mine. No future but mine. It is preordained. I was born to deliver this wretched world.
Oh, it's kind of sad, but I hate him so much. How'd he turn his head like that?
Unseated? No. It's impossible. Inconceivable. Absurd. I am a great and wise king. Greatest and wisest. I reign from on high.
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
I will not be brought low by maggots like you!
I don't know why we're letting him talk. I'm gonna be so real. Action is the only course.
Oh, yes. Of course. I can begin again. Rebuild my paradise. Once I finish my dinner.
Yeah, like, why are we letting him continue to do this? Did he eat the fork too?
No, stop him! Thancred, stop him!
Why did we just... Oh! Just a face and his left titty. Yeah, bro. Yeah, a toddler tantrum for real. How did we... I don't understand why we let this happen. Titty face slash armpit face. Exactly. Exactly. Welcome in, Nano.
Where did you go?
Not here, Alfie. You yap too much. I think we know. Those wings aren't big enough to carry him. No. No, they were not. Just like in Bug's Life. You know what? Facts. Facts. Facts.
What in the
Holy heck.
Did Vorthri do that?
Yeah, we must give chase.
Wait.
Oh my god, Alfie! God, he's such an annoying little brother.
That is Mount Golg, the highest peak in Calusia. It lies on the other side of a sheer cliff, and much as I wish it were otherwise, it is beyond our reach for now. But even if it weren't, there are people here who need our help.
Oh, Alphino.
Please, even if it's only to tend to their wounds.
Alfie, there's other people for this. I'll help too. You don't need my permission. Be quick about it. Yeah, you don't need my permission. If you have a titty face, do you say my titties are up here, or if someone's looking at your chest?
Thank you.
I think they would just be looking at you, right?
I don't know if it will work, but if Vorthri's hold over the people is rooted in light, I might be able to reverse its effects. Will you let me try?
Of course. We'd be grateful for any help you can provide.
Well then, if it's decided, let's all get...
Why am I annoyed that we're helping these people? Like, it's fine, but like, I just want to finish the battle that we started. That we just let him... I'm so mad we just let him continue what he was doing. Why did we talk to him? Why did we talk to him? Like, talking should have never been a thing. Oh, I can now attune here? Is that what it was saying? That's so funny. Otherwise, you wouldn't get another billion quests to do first. You're so right. Like, that's on me. I should just know that I'm only made to do side quests. I'm made to take care of everyone. A daily mule. Get out of here. You enjoying the jogging they've been adding? They've added to the game? You mean like the quests and all that? Is that what you mean? You making a jokey joke? Oh, I need to go up, not down. Gosh darn it. Wait, what? I had no idea. So no, I wasn't enjoying it because I didn't know it existed. I didn't even notice. Plus jog. I see that. You move slower than full sprint. Oh, I notice it now. Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. Oh, in combat or change zones. Okay, okay. That makes sense. That is very nice, actually. I do enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. Because the walking was so slow. Let's hurry up and get to the fight, please. Does this cutscene have voice lines? I'm gonna guess no, because every time it starts with this music, it does not have voice lines. Maybe it does. Oh my god, I was proven wrong.
I think that's the last of them.
We've done all we can for the wounded. As for the rest...
Oh.
Aren't you Alphino? The painter boy?
Well, I guess.
What in the world is going on? Did something happen to us?
Come on, guy, you like to yap. Okay. I think we all knew you were going to handle it, so continue your speech. I give him such a hard time. I'm not sorry about it, though. I need him to pick up the pace.
Citizens of Yulmore, what I'm about to tell you will come as a shock. Indeed, you may be loath to believe it, but if you trust the evidence of your senses, it is my hope that you will listen and accept the truth, unpalatable though it may be. Vorthri is a sin-eater. Everything he offered, everything he promised, was a lie.
Dang. That's gotta be hard, honestly. you find like
They're not taking
something.
it well, and who could blame them?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly,
Are you
Alice.
saying we were Vorthry's puppets all this time?
When you attacked us, you were not yourselves. That much is true. But your conduct prior to that moment was your own. Vorthry's unnatural charisma does not absolve you of all responsibility. Of your own free will, you came to this city and gave yourselves over to its pleasures.
Oh, get out of here, Alfie.
And in the course of this, if you mistreated those less fortunate than you, then that too was of your own free will.
Well, yeah, you can condemn people for that,
It is not
but
for me to judge you, but for your victims. For history. For your conscience.
oh my god, like, I get it, but like, imagine your world falling apart and then someone promises this thing and then you get it and it's like paradise. Like, I don't know. I get, like, if they were cruel, but
You have dreamed a twisted dream, but now you are awake. You may yet share this world of ours. Join with us and each other, that we might begin anew. We've lost so many already. We dare not lose any more. I have said my piece. My thanks for giving me the chance. There is nothing more to be done here. Let us go after Vorthry.
yeah, let's go.
Is there anything we can do to help? You risked your lives to bring us to our senses, and I, for one, hope to repay that debt. Begin anew, as you said.
Okay.
Vorthry has fled to Mount Gulg, and we mean to pursue him. Do any of you know the way?
The only way to Mount Gulg is over the Bright Cliff. Have you an airship?
We will contemplate flight only as a last resort. Were we to come under attack whilst airborne, we would have little hope of defending ourselves. If at all possible, we would prefer to travel by land. Is there a way?
Well, the ladder is the only way up and down the cliff, but it hasn't moved in a long time. In the old days, it was operated by the mining folk who lived at the top.
Okay.
After the flood, it saw less and less use, and when Lord Vorthry took control, it was abandoned altogether.
So we somehow need to get the ladder working again.
It moves by means of a talos, if that's any help. But good luck repairing that.
What do you mean?
Talos? Did someone say Talos? You know all about them, don't you, dearest? If anyone can get this lift moving, it's you.
Aww.
Well, perhaps. But see here.
Oh, yes. If you want the golem restored, you may leave it to my husband. For he happens to be the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, foremost makers of Talos, whose contracts include the renowned mining venture of Armoreng.
Okay.
It's been years and years since I had anything to do with it. I can't just pick up a hammer and set to work.
You can't.
No, that's not what I...
Oh.
It's just... All right, I will take a look at the Talos. But beyond that, I make no promises. Those with
He
strong
does love
backs
his
come with me.
wife. At
I
least
need
for
help
that.
dragging the damn thing out of the storehouse.
Well done, brother.
It really inspired the people. Erica, are you caught up? New MSQ duties.
Come, my friend. We have work to do.
I'm on the last quest now, I think. Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. That is very exciting. I feel like I'm always having so much to go. I want to fly. I really need to grind getting all the stuff so I can fly. New location. I feel like I've been here before. Maybe I didn't travel this way. Maybe I traveled in a different direction. Alright, what are we waiting on? Oh, we gotta go all the way down. Bum bum ba bum. Oh. Can we get it working, please? So we're fetching lumber to get these guys working. Wait, I'm confused. Oh, I see. $11. Okay, I feel like it's gonna be around the back here. And it's out of the circle. We've already started running around. Can we go in? We cannot. We cannot go inside. Where is the other one? Oh, come on. I'm very confused. Where is the last one? But yeah, I caught up on the current during 7.1, so now I'm catching up on each release. That's very exciting. I can't wait till I get to that point, honestly. I guess I'm ready to be to that point, in a sense. Like, I've been enjoying this game a lot, but I would love, like, when a new update comes out, I would, like, hyperfixate on this for a bit and then, until I catch up, and then, like, play some other stuff, and then come back to it. You know what I mean? Variety. Variety. Genuinely, I don't know where the last one is. Wait, is it gonna be like up here? Oh my gosh. Of course it is. Of course it's up here. Oh my gosh. I forgot that was... That surprised me so much, Toffee. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. I am Kira, I'm a variety streamer. Kinda. I mostly stream a lot of Final Fantasy 14. I am TD, welcome in. Hello, hello. How was stream? What were you playing? How did it go? Tell me everything. If you have to raid and run, please do so. Go get screen break, food, water, whatever you have to do. We are very lurker friendly here. But yeah. Yes, 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 I know Toffee is a variety streamer. I love to catch Toffee streams when I can. Stream is good. The story was very tragic. Oh my gosh. Wait. You're in Heaven's Ward? Heaven's Ward is one of my favorites. That's like when I really, really started liking the game. Oh my gosh. How do I check my key items? That's my question. Haha, found it. 11, 24, and wait. Hold on. Maybe I should write this down. Hold on. Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core, Final Fantasy Online. So I've only played Final Fantasy 14, but the other ones are on my list to do eventually. But I know like they don't relate to each other. Guess who got to that? Oh no. Alan. But somehow you pulled me in here with no eyes open. Are you a wizard? I think so. All the plot lines started to intersect. Oh, and then we experienced loss. Oh my gosh. I think that's the first time I really got upset about a loss. And I didn't really like expect to be that upset. You know, it kind of hit me out of nowhere. I was like, wait, I actually am attached. What is happening? Please play Final Fantasy 15 someday. It's on my list. I swear. I have so much I have to play. I know it looks so fun. 2025, 2026, truly. Once I finish 14, I can see myself picking up another one. I'm in denial, truly. It definitely hits hard, and it does come out of actually nowhere. So, welcome to this beautiful game, and that's never ever going to happen again. You're never gonna experience loss again ever in the history of this game. Will anyone ever finish 14 though? Truly. I mean, like, by catch up, you know? I want to catch up so then when I come back, I can get really into it. Okay. I'm gonna find a... Here, I'm gonna write this down on my phone. What this says, because... Excuse me, oh my gosh. Okay. Let's write this down. All right. 11 in this, so we have 11 plus 24. This is the next one is the one that confuses me. 68 in the storehouse, 9 discarded, 13 delivered, 1 damaged. So 60 in the storehouse, 9 discarded, 13 delivered, 1 damaged. Okay. I mean, Toffee does have Nier playthrough running. Go-kart. Oh my gosh, wait, how are you enjoying Nier? Oh my god. I loved Nier Automata. Is that how you say it? I think so. Maybe, maybe not. But Nier is one of my favorite games for sure. I still need to play Replicant. I started that like about 2 years ago and never finished it. But I really want to like go back and play Automata and then play Replicant, you know? I like stopped playing Automata again, but I'm gonna pick it up eventually. I think once I actually catch up in this, I'm gonna go back to it. I promise everyone, I promise. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. There's a guy that 100% the Final Fantasy in-game achievements. Wait, that's crazy, Alan. You're so good. Yes. Almost done with Replicant. I borrowed all the books from the library. Oh my god. I need to read the books too. Are you starting? Did you Did you play Replicant first? Or did you play Automata first? Okay. So 11 plus 24 plus 68. That's 103. 9 discarded. I feel like that's minus 9. 13 delivered plus 13 minus 1. So that comes out to 106. That's my, oh, amazing, fantastic, show-stopping. I inferred correctly. Oh, you played Automata first? Okay, cool. I really gotta catch up. I really gotta do that. There's so many games I have to play, honestly. Honestly. You're so close to one of my favorite parts. Let's go. Let's go. MSQ incoming, yeah. I want to play Dragon Guard too. Thank you for the shout out for Toffee. If you guys aren't following Toffee, please go do so. They are amazing, great streamers. Maths is hard sometimes, you know? Yes, please lurk if you have to. I don't want to give any spoilers. I am only playing MSQ on stream pretty much. I'm like speedrunning 14 in a sense. You played it the week you graduated? Wait, that's so fun. Let's just say he wouldn't mind. That's fine. That game messed me up. That's so valid. That is so valid. Going to bed at 8 sounds like a dream, honestly. I feel so old. I get so like I'll eat dinner and I'm like, I'm ready for bed, and it's like 8 o'clock. Of course. I hope you have a great evening. Eat some good food. Thank you for the lyric. I appreciate it. Truly, I hit a point and I'm like, oh, this is why old people get up early and go to bed early. I see. I see. They had it right this whole time. I was in denial. This is my first playthrough of the story. This is my first playthrough, period. I technically played it a little bit before I started this main storyline, but I kind of like randomly decided like, oh, I am gonna stream 14, so here we are. I think I started post ARR or like near the end of ARR. Extreme Trials shenanigans. I hope your Extreme Trials go so well, Beth. Sending all the good vibes. That is okay. Unless there's a dungeon coming up. And then what am I gonna do? I played right up to 6.0 and then had some traumatic life events happen. No big deal. Now I'm restarting. That is... Look, I'm gonna be so for real. That's literally what happened when I started to play through Nier again. I was playing through Nier, I had some traumatic stuff happen, and so I stopped. And I haven't picked it up since. I was like, oop, oop, life happens. I can heal or tank, okay, or DPS. I'm gonna definitely DPS because when am I ever gonna change from Reaper? I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. This might just be my main. I'm glad to see I'm still a salty ass white mage. Look, white mage can be fun. Oh. I do want to like learn Sage, or like I want to learn like a good healing role because I do like the support roles better. I don't think a tank role is for me at all. Like I don't think me and Tank, we don't get along. And that's okay. It's not made for all of us. And by that I mean me. Me. Sage is my main in 6.0. Let's go. If I tank, it's for... Okay, and that's because I myself to the landmines.
The citizens of Yulmore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor.
Welcome in.
Who would have thought it possible?
Thank you for redeeming your daily star candy. Oh my god, we saw... What did I... Beth is not here. I saw a piece of art at con this past weekend of Emmett, and I think like we were passing it and Beth was like, oh look, it's Emmett, and I go, oh my gosh, I love that flamboyant beautiful man or something. I said like a couple of things and it cracked Beth up. I was like, he is a insane, flamboyant, amazing, beautiful man. I do really like him as a character. He's a great character, a great villain who is complex, and I really do enjoy very complex villains in a sense. I guess he's a lot less sarcastic in Japanese. I love his sarcasm. I love it so much.
Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason?
Oh?
You conquer them, crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Alec, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace.
Okay.
This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones.
Oh, I didn't mean to click.
But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it.
Guys, why? Why is this gonna be like an enemy to lovers trope? That's what I'm imagining. I'm like, we were enemies, but we could be lovers. Come on, it could happen. It could happen. All right. Are these guys gonna get working?
The vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, fair brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying?
I didn't say that.
Well, rest assured that if your heart could be broken, then so can mine.
Sassy.
Back when the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amarok. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed.
He has a point.
Not that you would remember any of this.
No, I'm not. Remember? Hold on. 2 + 2. Yes, facial expressions are super funny. I love them.
Never mind.
Oh my god.
The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal. A complete existence in a complete world.
Oh, so he's trying to convince me to, like, go to their side of
Such
it.
talk is a pleasure for later. Back to work, hero. Ah, there was one thing I had meant to ask.
What?
How well do you know the Exarch? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl?
You have a point.
What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
I wonder if the Exarch is like one of them too. The way he walks, I can't. So sassy.
Oh, I knew you could do it, dearest. I never doubted you for a moment.
It's alive.
Oh! Arbor?
I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood. Knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude.
This poor
Time
man.
wears you down, aye. But solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for Emmett Selk. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Just me talking to Emmett and a ghost over here.
Ladder lives again.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else.
I'll do it, it's fine.
That's the spirit. Come on then.
We rode the ladder too, my comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watched the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us.
Are the rest of our comrades not coming? I'm confused.
Awed and terrified in equal measure. We ascended without a word. The silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it.
No one but me remembers that day. Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
His story is so sad. I'm never getting over it. Never ever. This way. Oh. Looks like I need to go up, though. Is it this way? Yep. Over here. Wait, they have some more of them up here. Somebody needs to be at the bottom in case the mechanism jams. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Find the mysterious person from the village spying in your direction. How in the world? I need to remember April Fools is tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Are you like the type of person who likes to do like funny little April Fools things? I don't think I've ever played an April Fool's joke on anyone. Because I'm like getting close to my screen, I need you to know. Because I can't. Me just clicking. I don't understand. Rotate camera? Just small verbal jokes, no pranks for me. Gotcha, gotcha. I think small pranks where it's like, you just like moved something. I think those can be a little fun, but I'm not a huge fan of pranks. Oh! He's so angry! He's so angry. Oh, I was literally looking so far away. I was looking so far away. He ran away. I must admit, I dare say we have a bit of time here while we wait for the others to ascend. This one, because it said in the town, and I'm like, oh, there's like buildings back there. He's gonna be like very small back there, but no, nope, not at all. That's not what they meant. Amazing. Why are those things? Oh, they're defective. Let's be like, why do we have to fight those things? Didn't they just help us? Excuse me, kind sirs. Please do not attack. Door. Okay. You hear faint sounds from the inside of the building. However, the door refuses to budge. Dried food. Oh, why is it getting darker? I thought the light... Oh, I guess I must just be behind something. Maybe in here? Yep. Half empty cup. So someone was here. I was able to find stuff. Holy, okay. Oh, there's a couple of people here. And I'm sure it would have told me about them if I didn't skip the scene, but that's okay. But is she gonna go one way and I'm gonna go the other? Which makes sense. If we're investigating something. Those things are really cool. I like those. I like those designs. Holdu? Holdu? Is that how you say it? Holdu? I don't know. Mayhaps. Forgiven jealousy. Are the Sin Eaters like modeled after like different sins, I guess? That would make sense according to their name. This way, I guess. Up the mountain more. Mountain? Is it a mountain? Maybe just a big hill? I guess it's part of a mountain. These are really cool designs. I'll give them that. And I like how they stuck to like one like common color scheme for all of them. Oh my gosh. What in the world is that? It's like that game you pick up sticks. It's literally the game Pick Up Sticks. Is that the game? Is that the name of it? Maybe.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Her cheek looked swollen for a second.
I bumped into quite a few Sin Eaters out there.
I did.
You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mount Gulg, the more of them there are.
Makes sense. I guess they're trying to protect the... I think he's the last one, right?
Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it? If I were Vorthri, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many Sin Eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a tough climb. But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. The more I look, the less likely it seems.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to fly up there.
But flying may be our only choice after.
What?
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
No. We're just chatting.
Urianger. And you too, Exarch. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at bottom rung too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, let us see how this unfolds.
Mm-hmm. They're so pretty. I'm not gonna get over her. Such a gorgeous design.
It seems flying is off the table.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
It would seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us atop rung. Thither should we make our way.
Ariane, please. I beg of you, just talk normally. Yeah, how are we gonna get up there? I have to go all the way back there. I have to walk. I have to walk all the way back there. You know, actually, I'm gonna go over here and get this guy and then go down. Because if I can at least TP up here, that's gonna be better than running back and forth every time. Oh my god. Amazing. Let me actually set this as my home point. Just in case. Just in case. This is great music, though. Very inspiring, in a sense. Almost there. So how are we gonna get up there is the question.
In short, there's no path, and the sky is thick with Vorthry's winged devils.
We might consider Amaro. But without extensive training, we cannot hope to contend with the Eaters. Yulmor's airship fleet, meanwhile, consists solely of transport vessels ill-suited for battle. And without the expertise of one such as Sid, we are in no position to attempt to refit.
Aw, Sid.
Oh, it's so frustrating! That wretched mountain should jolly well come back down to us!
Now, dearest, we mustn't disturb these good people at their work.
We were talking about 14 lore in another stream, and when the stream said something along the lines of the text being verbose, like 7 of us made a remark about Bro.
We've ridden the ladder and seen the sights. It's past time we took our leave.
You guys aren't wrong. That's so funny.
The lady may well have the right of it. Mount Gulg will not soon come down to Earth, nor can we compel it to do so. But if the mountain will not come to the land, mayhap the land may be made to come to the mountain. In the form of a Talos. A Talos large enough to reach out and take the volcano in its grasp.
Oh my gosh.
To build such a golem would be an onerous undertaking indeed. Yet the principle seemeth sound in itself.
Balderdash! No one has ever made one even half that size. Leaving aside the small matter of logistics, which, by the way, would be no small matter, the design we are unimaginably complex. Though I suppose, if its only function is to cling to the ruddy mountain, perhaps it needn't be. A solid base, firmly rooted to the ground, sacrifice mobility to simplify the construction, reducing materials required.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what am I thinking? We would still need a veritable army of people to do the work. Left to the crew that helped down below, it would take decades, if not a nice round century.
So we need more hands. And what sort of things would these hands be required to do?
Well, let's see. First, we need people to procure the stone for the chassis. The rock found near the mountain would suit our purposes well enough. It'd be a simple task to quarry the stuff, but given the stupendous quantity required, we'd need all the help we can get.
Mm-hmm.
We have friends amongst the miners of Armoring. I will go and petition their aid.
While you do that, I'll make for Mordsuk. I'm sure I'll be able to drum up some support.
Then I shall return to Calusia. From fishers to carpenters, Yulmore is home to all manner of talented folk. I dare say their skills will avail us.
Is there anything else you need?
Well, yes, actually. Magic. Lots of the stuff, as much as possible. To awaken a Talus of this size would require an entire congregation of mages.
Many among the Knights Blessed are gifted in the arcane arts. I will recruit them to our cause.
The Fey folk, too, possess surpassing aptitude in magics. Yet they are not wont to cooperate in the endeavors of men. Leastwise, not without making all manner of mischief. That being the case, I would instead call upon the people of the Crystarium, with thy permission, Exarch.
We are at your disposal, as are our Amaro and Chocobos.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you can call on not only the people of Yulmore and the Crystarium, but the Knights Blessed and the Maud, and even those miners?
My screen just changed colors, and I have no idea why. It just randomly changed.
But that's just about everyone in Ballynorvrand. Who are you people? And how did you come to have so many friends?
Adventures of no important. The artist, Alfie Nutt and his assistants. I'm not gonna give Alfie that.
No import? You expect me to believe that after you just promised me the help of the better part of the world?
We just kind of warped here, be honest. Yeah, truly. We just kind of got thrown in here. We are of no importance. We were forced to help out.
So, as you can see, you will not want for bodies. I trust you will have your design ready in good time for their arrival. Norvrant is counting on you, heir to Daedalus Stoneworks.
He's like, what did I sign up for? He was like, I didn't think this was gonna be possible at all.
And we'll bring the whole world with us.
Am I just gonna
I take
stand
it
here?
We will be assisting Master Chai, though I am quite sure he has everything under control.
Yeah, he looks like it. My guy just was trying to live the luxurious life, and now he's working hard. All right. Ooh, my earring. Okay. It was just twisted weird. He did, but he's such a capable lad, brimming with confidence. I suppose even the most capable among us have struggles to overcome. Still harbors some misgivings. But regardless of my own feelings, I cannot do a damn thing without help from those villagers. And they're not bally likely to give it. Tristles among them. You said so yourself. Least you forgotten. We essentially sent him to his death. Even if the others don't bear a personal grudge, he would never forgive us. You don't know until you apologize. I'll come with you. Don't worry, he'll forgive you for sure. Things won't improve by themselves. You have to take the first step. I know. Unless we take the first step, there can never be reconciliation. This is a chance for everyone to come together, even if they hurled stones at me. Perhaps it is worth time to apologize. But what of then? In the end, it's not even a question of forgiveness. Building such an enormous Talos is impossible, and no amount of contribution can change that. And even if by some miracle the people of Amity were willing to let bygones be bygones, they tell that the plan is absurd. Think it's absurd. It's less absurd than the change that's to come to Elmore. We liberated a castle with the strategy that many would call absurd. Everything you touch turns to gold. No one would doubt your plan. Well now, to flood the very castle you sought to reclaim, such a strategy could indeed be considered absurd. Yet you succeeded, not in spite of, but because of it. Our own strategy may likewise seem absurd, but maybe, just maybe, it stands better chance of success for it. Somewhat optimistic. Imagine for a moment that we fail for each Fauntleroy and only succeed in provoking him. In his fury, he may as well unleash his hordes of eaters and will be met a horrible end. Then we'll go together. I'll protect you. I'll protect everyone. We could build Talos for battle. We could. I've thought of that, I assure you, but I'm afraid Talos cannot contain with Sin Eaters. If they could, I never would have come to Elmore. Nonetheless, I appreciate your earnest attempt to find a solution. It's burning with motivation. Yay! Let's go! More faith in yourself. That's the message today. Today's message, have faith in yourself, kids. You can make stuff happen. Oh. Okay. Back to this little town up here. These kind of, I know they're just plants, but they kind of look like crystals shooting up from the ground. Alright. I need you to forgive us, my guy. You've every right to be angry with us, but please listen to what I have to say. I'm tasked with delivering these people to Mount Golg by means of Talos of heretofore unseen proportions. So they were his workers before all of this happened, and he abandoned them. Oh, I can't skip this scene, it looks like. After you ignored my desperate pleas and cast me out, you have the gall to come here and ask for my cooperation. You've every right to be upset. Valthor's not the one to blame for your suffering, we are. We were free citizens without a care in the world, indifferent to your hardship of others. We didn't know what would become of you, and frankly, we didn't care. But now we know that what we did to you, to full many, was wrong. Terribly wrong. No words will suffice to make amends, but I want you to know that we are deeply sorry. I'm not sure how to feel. Should I forgive you, hate you? Perhaps it's not even my place to judge. After all, I sought a place in your city. I wanted to be you once. But one thing is clear to me. All of that is in the past, and we mustn't let the past wrongs stand in the way of a brighter future. And so I will cooperate with you. Please see our friends to Mount Golg. You have my word. Oh. Hold on. I didn't read. I can't hold anything else. Oopsie. Let me, eat that. I guess I'm clicking it too quickly. Got a bunch of tire. Yeah, it is nice that they do prevent me from losing out on a bunch of loot. I really need to go through all of this. Another sketch. This coffer. Okay. I think that's a decent amount. I think I can just do it now. Amazing. Ah, Wicked White. Is there a problem? Or, you see, I've been promised people to procure the stone as well as magic. When I was put on the spot earlier, I thought that was all we required. Oh god, we need something else. Rather important item, we need to bring a Talos to life. The heart? That's right, the heart. I'm pleased to see you have some familiarity with Talos. So while I work on the design, I'd be much obliged if you could see to procuring the ore. which we fashioned a heart suitable of bringing life to a telos that shall embrace the very... Dear gosh. That's a big job. Let me see. Hold on. Nice. Recommended gear. Wait, that outfit's kind of... I think I'm going to keep it for a bit. Let's go. I knew this was the right choice. Can I actually enter? Only Lalafels may enter this area. That's crazy. I didn't know that they restricted it like that. That's kind of cool though. They said you're not allowed to enter. Thank you though. Oh, the camera thing again. Locate the dwarf who is wearing the wrong helm and shoot them with your slingshot. Nice shooting. Keep it up in the actual trial. Oh, that was easy. He said, nice shooting. Is there another one? All right. Let's go. All right, another battle. Let's go. Seems to be a fair distance to cover. Be on your guard for sin eaters. Oh no! Who would have thunk? Not me. Greatest hero in the land. Well, thank you. I will tell you stories another time. Come on, can I click on it? I don't like that it's slow. I didn't realize there was one behind as well. I should have killed the other one first. It's okay, it's okay. Alright. Thank you, thank you. I've been doing this for years to me. Is this supposed to give us... Is that so? I shall take that as a compliment. I feel like this is... It's supposed to give us a hint as to what his identity is. You talk as if you're old. How long have you two known each other anyway? Well, what? How long have we known each other, my guy? Okay. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to hang in there for me. Oopie. Oh, come on. Can get rid of these guys pretty quickly. There, Lord. Is he just healing himself? Is that all he's doing? Yeah, how much further to the cave? Just right past. Oh, I see it. I think. Yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna have, yep, like 2 more battles at least. Surrounded. Oh no. Oh. Oh wait, that was... Oh. Yeah, right. Exactly how I feel about that. Okay. Just when we're about to get there. One last push, shall we? Let's go. Sorry, someone from work just tried to call me. I am 3 hours off the clock. Absolutely not. Okay. Almost done. Oh, I was not almost done. I got this, guys. Please. Nope. Oh. Can I not hook onto him? I'm confused. Dear gosh. This is gonna take forever. Clara, Clara, please. Clara, please. Clara, please. Get up. Dear God, that scared me. thank you. Finally. Let's go. Whew. Okay, let's go get this heart. Oh, cool. The map hasn't unlocked yet. There it goes. I was trying to finish this Valthroy stuff tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to. Golg knocker. Please leave me alone. Oh, let me just run up here and get this really quick. Amazing. I guess they are like, those are the kind of crystals in a sense. Not sure. Here, let me go over here. Oh, while I'm invisible? Interesting. Last one. Now back over here. I really wish I could sprint, but that's okay. Alright, all done. Mm-hmm. I don't even know where I am, technically. All right. Now we're gonna go all the way back down there. And hopefully we can start constructing the big golem guy. Oh, I was gonna jump off that, but I'm gonna get hurt if I jump off that. Well, I'm gonna get hurt either way, but I could have the possibility of death because I was in combat, technically. Fate nearby? No, thank you. No, thank you. Just MSQ for me. No, leave me alone. I wonder how long, if it's just gonna be like cutscene, it's finished type deal. Alright. Whoa. Okay. I thought I was gonna have to go around 15 different people. Let's go. One more. Why didn't they help me pass it out? Doesn't make sense to me. Now back to this small little town to the east, I guess? I never know, because the map just rotates, I feel like. But I guess that's technically east. This map rotates, but the other one doesn't. Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just getting mixed up with Valorant, I think. Oh well. Good of you to join us. Oh, she's with her boo. I ship so much. Just me casually, literally in the box. Well, I have all this light stored up in me, so I wonder if I can use that. Oh, blue. Let's do storm blue. I guess in here. Yep. Oh, continuing this way. No, thank you. I actually don't want to join the bonus fate. Search for the crystal etch arc. Okay. This is a large area. Let me... Oh, well... Get the current. Amazing. Okay, cool. I'm waiting for him. Does not appear nearby. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. I thought it would go away and lead us to another one, kind of like footsteps, but guess that's not how this is gonna work. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't like that. Mm-mm. No, sir. Don't like that at all. I feel like he's gonna be up there. Am I gonna figure out how I know him? What happened? Yes? Okay. Okay. I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm not.
The future is where my destiny awaits.
Uh-huh. Alright, my jeans are hurting me.
Forgive me, I was lost in a dream.
Uh-huh.
I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment.
I meant now.
It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized.
But I probably just get more hints right now.
Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me. Leaves my body frail and weak.
Oh, do you know who he probably is? He's probably that guy we left in our crystal tower. That's who I assume. God, I forgot his name.
In truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body.
Oh.
When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely. I am but an extension of it now. Hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. It has been quite a journey, but thanks to you, the end is in sight. My wish will finally be fulfilled. How goes the construction effort?
It's construction.
Then this may be the last moment we have to ourselves for a while. Come, sit with me.
This scythe is so pretty.
Tell me, when all of this is over, what will you do?
I have to go back to my world and stop the war.
Ah, yes. Even should we succeed in forestalling the 8th Umbral Calamity, the spectre of war will remain. But to declare your intent with such easy resolve, you truly are a hero's hero, my friend.
I don't know about that.
But whatever it is you decide to do, I have every confidence that you will do well. but you have the strength to forge your own path. You will leave countless lives better than you found them, and the souls you touch will never forget your kindness. Then, in trying times, when you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made, and thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this.
Mm-hmm. What will you do when this is over?
When this is over, indeed. I once told you that there are things we can ill afford to lose. Things, I said. Though in truth, I spoke of a person. One who is unaware of the full extent of my plans.
Mm-hmm.
Though she deserves to know, I have good reason to keep my counsel.
He's talking about me. I know he is.
I have come to terms with this in my mind, yet my heart yearns to lay everything bare. For she is my inspiration.
Dang, he's
and
got
I
a
would
crush
give
on
much
me.
and more for the chance to speak with her as friends, with no thought of concealment. Should she indulge me with her tales, I would regale her with my own. About my efforts in Northrend, perhaps. Though, ultimately, that tale is more yours than it is mine.
Hmm?
Then, I would ask her about her next adventure. And if she should wish me to be a part of it, oh, how happy it would make me.
Aww.
Together we would travel the lands and cross the seas and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. My heart swells simply to imagine it. But all of this is contingent upon our victory in the coming battle.
Okay.
The people of this world have entrusted their hopes to us. We cannot fail them.
We won't.
Nor those who
That's
roused
not
me
how
from my
this...
slumber.
What?
Thank you for your company, my friend. Let us return to Amity.
Mm-hmm. Is it actually going to take me back there, or am I going to have to run back? I'm going to have to run back. I'm going to have to run back. It would make too much sense for it to warp me there because we walked back together. So I definitely know him. But my only hunch is the one guy we left in the Crystal Tower. That's like the only guess I have. Heroes gotta get their steps in, yeah. Even if it is just steps riding a horse. All right. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace in the Source. Oh my gosh, back to the Source. It's been a while since we've had a Source update. Your Radiance, I have taken the liberty of quashing the vile rumors that your heir is possessed by a devil. With the nation in the grip of war, we may rely on patriotic zeal to prevent them from resurfacing. He's like, dang it. That's not what I wanted. And what of Emmett? He has taken himself to the first to usher that world to its end. Or so I believe. He did not disclose the details of his mission, having ever preferred to work alone. Even to those who have known him since the beginning, his actions can prove unpredictable. I am no stranger to his ways. He joys in playing me for a fool. Full many times have I been convinced I was acting my own volition, only to discover all was what he willed it. My dear grandfather. On the subject of our esteemed colleague, his last report, though brief, did contain one item of interest. You have doubtless wondered why the scions of the Seven Dawn have not taken to the field as of late. It is because they are no longer in the source. The hero of the scions have journeyed to the first, as have her comrades. Their bodies yet remain here in the source. Oh no. This presents an opportunity. If we can defeat the Alliance prior to the Scions' return, we may eliminate their order. Oh no. And with the Scions gone, none shall remain thwart our plans. It will be but a matter of striking down the hero upon her homecoming. Which, lest you forget, is essential to the realization of our objective, of both of our objectives. Through Heidelin's meddling, her champions threatened to wrest the reins of fate from our grasp. The world is at risk for being dragged down a false path. Okay. Actually, I'm just gonna click. I'm overreading. He really doesn't want to do this. The hour has come, your radiance. Order your armies to march once more. Crush who all stand in your way. This is your heart's desire, is it not? To seize victory. Oh dear. You do not wear the mummer's molly well. I was never one to take interest in tedious conflicts. Is this Emmett? Who is this? The whereabouts of my one true friend, however, they interest me greatly. I but hope the beast of the first are providing her proper sport. Who is this? I would know every detail, Lord Xenos, or would you rather I call you Elibis? Elibis? Elibis, I think? Unexpected. Most unexpected. That immortality should be within the reach of one of the borrowed echo. You have outdone yourself, Xenos. Wait, who is this? Who are you? I have no particular attachment to the name, but I am rather fond of that body. Without it, I cannot enjoy my hunt to the fullest. Wait, is this Xenos? Let's go, Erica. Your secrets or my flesh? I care not which you give me first. The choice is yours. Wait, how was he? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I am Confucian? Am I doing a battle here? No, good. Thank goodness. I didn't want to battle as them at all. I would prefer not to do that. I am confused. I am Confucian. Very Confucian. Engage. I wasn't gonna go into another battle, but it said engage, so we are here and we shall engage. What if we just send more of those flying robots up there and they explode? I feel like that would help.
Word from the Exarch. All is set on his side, and we may proceed when ready.
Okay, let's go.
Well, we have sufficient stone for our needs.
Likewise, preparations for the imbuing have been made according to thine exacting instruction.
Okay.
Then you need only say the word.
Let us begin. See that everyone is in position. We shall catch Vorthri, mountain and all.
Let's go. Oh. Oh. Lyrical, welcome in. Oh.
Here it comes.
Okay. Do you think we went from dragons to giant rock robots in a sense? Golems? I think golems is the best term, and I've been using that. Oh my gosh. Talos and golems are pretty much the same. Yeah. In my eyes, definitely. I like how they give him a little crown. Good for them. They said, yeah, you need a little crown for sure. They said you were absolutely insane. You need a crown. Because you deserve it.
Yes, yes! You've not lost your touch, you clever old bugger!
Okay. I wish I could 2x speed this.
Do you see what they're doing? If its hands are damaged, it won't be able to cling to the mountain.
Oh, I knew this was a terrible idea.
Well now, come on.
Vorthri marshals the Eaters to his defense. This was only to be expected. We must try and draw as many of them down to the ground as possible. It may not be enough, but we have no other choice.
Sounds good. Looks like we're going into more battle.
Is that?
The fairies!
Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless.
I knew they were gonna be mad at us. I was like, oh my god, if we don't invite them.
Indeed, we expressly said yet. What should we find but the final battle joined without so much as a whisper of our name? Yes, we may also have said that we have no interest in the struggle of men, but if our adorable sapling had come crying to us for help, we would of course have flown to her aid. Of course we would. What are we to do with her?
They're so great. I love them.
We are so very, very sad. up again!
Oh, does it, oh, it has 4 hands? Oh. I think they're mad at me.
This I did not expect, but I will gladly accept their help.
Let's make our way.
I will send word to Y'shtola and the others. Join them at the foot of Mount Gulg.
Be ready to make the ascent. Because we go boop, 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 like that. Okay. Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna... Yep. Just get a little bit closer. Our way to the foot of the mountain. Leave me alone. All right. This is probably a dungeon or something. Everyone is here. Good. The Talos has taken hold of the mountain as planned. We will use its body as a bridge to reach Valthroy's sanctuary. The Sin Eaters will make us work for every yalm, of course. But we will carve a path through their ranks and meet their master regardless. Let's go! For the first. Last one, there's rotten eggs. Let's be careful, alright? Oh gosh. Mount Glug now accessible as a duty. Ooh, fudge. Okay. My thing is, this duty is probably gonna take at least 30 minutes, right? I think we're gonna call it a stream there. And the beginning of next stream, we will start this fight and hopefully finish out Shadowbringers. I'm not quite sure. I just don't want to get into the middle of this fight, and yeah, I'm just already a little tired, so we're gonna call it there. But thank you guys for being here. I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna find a wonderful, wonderful friend to raid into in a second once the game logs out. Alan, thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. I post when I'm gonna be live on my socials, mostly in Discord. I'll talk a lot about when I'm gonna be live there. It's looking like maybe Wednesday or Sunday evening. I'm not quite sure yet. I have a couple things rotating. If not, I will be back next Monday for sure. And we will definitely be doing stuff. Okay. Where are my... Okay. Let's find a wonderful friend to raid into. I can't, guys. I can't speak. Let's raid into our friend Bruce. They are playing Repo, which is an amazing game. As you guys know, I'm also obsessed with it. Here are my raid messages. Let's send all of our love to Bruce. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here so much. I am so close to finishing Shadowbringers. I just feel it. I feel it. I'm getting really excited. This is hopefully one of the last battles. I don't want to jinx myself, and then we can actually figure out who the Exarch is. So I wonder if my guess is correct. I guess we'll see. All right, I will see you guys again soon. Thank you. Goodbye.